Hi, as they
Welcome back.
say, hello for Swedish. Uh, how are we, team? How are we? Back here in the land of Aotearoa and the long white cloud. Des, I tell you what, this is going to sound really weird, but it is nothing better than seeing your beautiful face this morning. And how are you today, sir?
Well, a little bit creeped out now. Thanks for that. But it's good to have you back in New Zealand.
I thought we were friends, mate. I thought we were friends, you know.
Yeah. Well, different kind of friends apparently. But how are you doing back in New Zealand? How was the trip?
Mate, it was awesome. Thank you. I got to be honest, very lucky. First time to Europe. Spent some time in Copenhagen, in Sweden, and yeah, it was a great. The work-related conference part was fantastic. And again, I think there's the with conferences, right? We host. We've been to a few. While there's obviously some good learnings from the presentations, I think it's those connections that are made. And I just want to say to my French colleagues, je t'aime, mon amour. Now, I don't know if that was the right thing to say, but I learned a bit of
Sure, it
French
wasn't.
while I was away.
I think you said I love potatoes.
I have no idea what I said, mate. I have no idea. Like most of the times on the show, I have absolutely no idea what I have to say. You've been up to anything exciting over the last couple of weeks, Des?
Not particularly. No, I got my exams next week, so that's consuming all of my time and attention at the moment.
Well, is it really? Because I've noticed you popping up on my LinkedIn feed on a number of other alternative podcasts.
Well, don't want anyone to get jealous, and given your expressions of love in French and your comments about our friendship, I don't. I'm just a bit concerned you might be too sensitive to me talking to other people.
Well, I'm starting to take it that way, Des. I'm starting to take it quite personally at the moment. But nonetheless, we'll push on. Mr. Andy Evans, how are you today, my fine sir?
I'm very, very well. But a little bit jealous that it wasn't me that you'd missed. It wasn't my face that you missed.
Well,
But if you and Des have got something going on, that's fine.
mate, I hadn't got to acknowledging your amazingness and how I felt longingly and distant from you over the last couple of weeks while I was probably 17,000 kilometers away. I did miss you. I did miss you. But it's good to be back. And like talking about that, you almost missed the show this morning. What's going on? Where are you?
I'm central North Island, so I just had to drive from Taupo to Turangi this morning. And it was
Nice.
pretty cold and pretty misty. So
Nice.
I had to adjust my speed accordingly.
Yes.
And therefore I did arrive a little bit later than I'd anticipated.
Oh, nice. Well, safety first, as they always say, right? Safety first.
Always safety.
And talking about great things, how is young Oliver?
He's good. He's good. Last day of school today for the term.
Nice.
So he's very excited. So we've got a few adventures lined up over the next couple of weeks during the school holidays. So including, of course, an exciting trip out for him.
Oh, yes. Where's that to?
That's to the National Safety Show.
Wow. 15th,
Can't
16th
wait.
July, Auckland Showgrounds. School holiday treats. Bring your kids.
I know.
Bring
I said
your
to him, I
kids.
said, we can go to the theme park or we can go to the safety show. And it was just an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah. Now, hey, listen, I won't be shouting it, but I'm sure you could shout them to McDonald's, on the way home or something, right? I'm sure you could shout them. I'll shout the soft serve, actually. How does that sound?
You shut the soft serve? Oh, awesome.
I'll shout the soft serve. No, fantastic, mate. Great to hear. Now, just a little segment of the show I like to call What Happened on This Day in Safety. Now, this day on safety is known as the National Stay Out of the Sun Day. Go figure. Des, with your complexion, that's probably a good idea. Don't Become the Incident Report July 3rd is listed as National Stay Out of the Sun Day. A light-hearted reminder to get out of the direct sun, use shade, hydrate, and protect your skin instead of treating sunburn as character building. We don't want to count scars as badges of honor. So there we go. What do you know? This day on safety, National Stay Out of the Sun Day. So probably more applicable to our European and Northern Hemisphere listeners, as a number of them are going through a heat wave at this point in time.
Mm.
Not here in Aotearoa, where we're sitting at, 3 degrees, if not below in some places. So no fear of it from us. Well, team, great times. Des, before we get on with the show, do you want to take it away, mate?
Yeah, sure. And I thought in honor of your trip to Europe, I might do this morning's disclaimer in Swedish.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Bit of a treat.
Well, listen, I am partly fluent now, so let's hear it.
Well, you've been there for all of 10 minutes, so yeah, absolutely.
Of course I am, right? Yeah.
So here goes. Lyssna lagom. Det här inte råd. Det bara pika med mikrofoner.
Listen, they say everyone loves a trier. Maybe not in this instance, but just listen. Just for those that don't understand Swedish, I'll just translate exactly what Des said. He said, "Listen in moderation. This is not advice. It's just Furka with a microphone." So there we go. If you weren't fluent in Swedish, and there we go. That is our disclaimer. Now, gentlemen, are we ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. This is awkward. I didn't have it ready. Hang on. This is hold the line, callers. I got suffering from minor jet lag. Oh, there we go. What do you know? Still a lot of activity on the wheel here, team. But nervous, but here we go. Oh, wow. I know based on Dez's mood today, this isn't going to go down well. Is old school thinking killing our safety culture? Is old school thinking killing our safety culture? Well, there we go. I'm all over the show today. What's going on? There we go. We're back into it. So what do we, firstly, Des, is old school thinking killing safety culture?
Well, the first things that pop to mind, what is old school thinking? And a few things come to mind about, common sense and she'll be right. You hear often in Australia and in New Zealand, I never heard it before coming here, but the number 8 wire fixes everything approach. Just patch it up and on with your day.
Interesting.
So is it killing safety? Maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting question.
Well, I guess the question is it killing safety culture? I'm having an absolute mare. I'm dropping pens. I'm forgetting to share screens. I'm all over it. Thankfully, we've clearly got somebody watching. Nicola Aiken, welcome to the party. Is that US National Day? I'll have to just check my sources on that information. And I guess she's referring to the National Stay Out of the Sun Day. Most likely out of the US. I mean, where else would you find such sound safety advice, really? Andy, swinging back around to you, my friend. Is old school thinking killing safety culture?
I think it's interesting that the first thing Des said was sort of indicate what we mean by old school thinking. And I absolutely, he's almost asking for a definition there, which I think is interesting. My response would be, well, what do we mean by killing and what do we mean by safety culture?
Oh, my God.
I think before we can really delve into this, we probably need to define those key terms.
Andy. Okay, so this is getting old, mate. Surely you've got something different. Excuse me.
This is really old. This is really old.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Old school thinking, killing safety culture. And so what we're saying here, what I'm trying to actually say is, are you killing safety culture yourself personally with your old school thinking about needing to define things and clarify terms? I mean, is that what's killing us? Are we too caught up on all this?
No, I would go the opposite and say it's the lack of old school thinking.
Okay.
Killing safety culture.
Okay, well, you can't say that. And not expect you can't say that and not expect a rebuttal.
Okay.
What do you mean by lack of old school thinking?
Critical thinking, analytical thinking, empirical thinking. Doing things
Empirical, isn't
based on
that the way
evidence
we
rather than that it's
count
the
things?
latest thing.
Okay.
Rather than jumping on a new bandwagon, let's anchor it in some real theoretical research and some sound practice.
And so that would be old school thinking. And so you're suggesting that maybe the topic is wrong and it should be is a lack of old school thinking killing safety culture.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying the question's wrong at all. I'm just answering it in an opposite way.
Well,
like I guess the answer there would be is no. There you go.
Well, what I took away from that is, as a typical consultant, you just manipulated the environment to suit your own needs, desires, and greed. But that's okay. Des, I mean,
don't you jump the minister having a go at me this week has been bad enough. I don't need my friends to start turning on me.
Well, maybe the minister, they do say the truth hurts, mate. So maybe the minister struck a chord because maybe they're right. Des, I mean, your theory on your response to what Andy's saying. I mean, he's saying, listen, maybe it's a lack of old school thinking. Maybe, we're trying to get too fancy on it. Maybe it's that's killing safety culture. I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, he's taken it down a different path to what I initially said, and I agree with him. There's a hodgepodge of different ideas out there, poorly applied, poorly researched, and readily adopted by every Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to do something new and exciting. And that's doing damage without a doubt. Okay. But I would also flip it on. I don't think that the critical thought and the other things that Andy listed off as old school thinking, I don't think they're necessarily those are not the things that I would associate with old school thinking.
Isn't that kind of the way you also went down the road of, though? What would be the difference between what you were calling old school thinking and what Andy was calling old school thinking?
Well, Andy embedded his one, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, in sort of empirical, critical thought, empirical evidence, research. Whereas for me, old school thinking, that term means that it's kind of, it's common sense. Just use your common sense and just fix it and move on. She'll be right. Like, what's your problem? So, this might be, of course, it's common sense not to touch that wire while it's live. And you're just kind of blaming people or assuming that they have the same cultural knowledge, learning background as you, and that if they did something other than what you would do, they're somehow deficient.
Okay, interesting. I mean, you both have gone quite touchy-feely, right? Airy-fairy, as I'd call it. Pies in the sky kind of scenario. I don't know how many more analogies I can throw at it, like a Boeing crossing the Atlantic. What if I suggested maybe when we talked about old school thinking, we often refer to things like TRIFR or lag indicators. If we went down that road and said that was old school thinking in terms of the way we look at safety, the way we consider safety, and the way we manage safety, what would you say then, Des?
I'm kind of lost with the first part of your question. Can you say that again?
What I said is,
Can you repeat it for me as well?
What I said is, the first part of my question was actually more of a statement that you two are full of gobbledygook and you're too airy-fairy and holding hands and singing Kumbaya. What I suggested is maybe if we looked at old school thinking in terms of safety around things like, monitoring and using lag indicators predominantly as a source of understanding how good safety is or isn't. Maybe writing incredibly detailed, documented procedures and expecting everyone to follow them verbatim. If we took that approach as considering that to be old school safety, do you think that would be possibly killing safety culture?
Yeah, the misapplication of those things, yes. Yeah, but I wouldn't associate that with old school thinking.
Do you want to elaborate on why you wouldn't. I'm trying to fill 30 minutes here. Like, not that this is the first time we've had this conversation in the 3.5 years we've been doing this show, but if both of you hadn't realized, we've got a 30-minute slot to fill of safety jet banter. I need you to kind of elaborate on some of the stuff you're talking about. What do you?
In case you didn't realize, we got 2 fantastic comments from audience listeners at the moment.
Deflection.
Maybe we could throw to them.
Deflection. Oh yeah, well there we go. Robert Macaulay, thank God for Robert Macaulay saving the show on not his first occasion. A lack of balance, which could include old school thinking. I guess he's saying, so maybe it's not one or the other. Maybe it's a lack of balance. And I think if I read between the lines, that's what you two boys were saying. If we jump over to Juliet Thornton, old school could make decisions. No one think, wow, yes, you are knocking this out of the park, Juliet. Old school make decisions. No one thinks for themselves anymore. They all need to be told how to do everything, down to how to turn a key. Listen, I resonate 100% with that. I mean, Andy, what are your thoughts on what Juliet's got to say? I mean, are you in her camp, or are you a bit more, you're going to stick with your touchy-feely singing Kumbaya?
I think we've got to be careful by saying things like that, because
here we go.
Of hindsight bias, that we sort of look back on things with a fondness that perhaps weren't as good. So, it's very difficult to make generalized statements like that nobody thinks anymore, nobody does this anymore, or nobody does that anymore.
But is she wrong?
I mean, you've got to show me evidence. I need evidence. I mean, this is the whole point of my debate here, is that it's okay to come up with stuff like that. It's okay to throw statements out there, but they've got to be grounded in something. Because otherwise we end up just going back to sort of type, and we actually become part of the problem.
But you and I have had many conversations where you've been whinging and moaning about your clients that pay you handsomely.
Can I just say, I never whinge about my clients.
Who don't make decisions and expect you to make the decisions for them. We've had this conversation. I don't know how many times. Do you want me to start naming your clients?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you want me to start naming those clients? I'm more than happy to.
There is no such clients that I've ever done that with. And I resent that. And I'll be seeking legal advice.
Well, you might want to find yourself a lawyer.
I don't know any good lawyers.
Des, your thoughts on what Juliet had to say?
I can see where she's coming from. I'm not sure I agree. The need to be told how to do everything, down to how to turn a key. I sometimes think, when I'm trying to explain something to someone and they're not getting it, there was a point in my life where I had to be taught how to use a spoon, and I still can't use chopsticks.
You did very well.
Thanks. I've been eating really well for the last 2 weeks, so thank you. I still don't know how to use chopsticks. I just can't. And probably when I'm at a Japanese restaurant, people probably look at me like I'm a complete idiot. But the idea that everyone's going to have the same, the idea that everyone's going to have the same knowledge and abilities and sense, the common sense is just a bit of a fiction, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's where she was going with that. What I'm finding though, Des and Andy, because clearly you two are not, you're not with the people. You're not in the weeds. You're not grounded safety professionals. You're too high in the sky for me. What I find is people more often now than not, they will defer making a decision to the safety team. They will not want to make decisions for fear of whatever that is. But nonetheless.
So on that point, then, if we go back in time to old school, when there wasn't the safety team, decisions were made. So are the safety team the problem? Is the presence of the safety team the actual problem that slows down the process?
That's a good question.
Wow. Well, it's a great question that could end up on the spinning wheel of death for one of our up-and-coming shows.
Is also the safety in the next 5 minutes.
I think we need more than that. But I don't know if we're going to, I don't know if this whole comment is going to come up, and I haven't had a chance to read it. So I'm going to.
That's good. It's good.
It's good? Okay.
It's really specific. It's really good. It's really good, actually.
Is that why you've not been engaging with the show? You've been reading the comment? Because there's a lot over here.
Comment that makes way more sense than what's coming out of your mouths.
Well, there we go. So, listen, if you can't see it all, I suggest you jump over to our LinkedIn page where we're streaming live at the moment. From Marina Kunz. Marina, I don't think you've commented before, so welcome to the party, and you've come in with a bang. Coming from an aviation background, her perspective is that traditional or old school safety thinking tended to focus on individual blame with incidences often attributed primarily to human error. As safety has evolved, there has been a shift towards understanding the influence of human factors, adopting a just culture approach, and recognizing that organizational factors often play a significant role in shaping the conditions. I think that says, hang on, how do we shaping the conditions that contribute to safety events. This evolution acknowledges that while individuals remain accountable for their actions, improving safety requires understanding and strengthening the broader system in which they work. Well, listen, that is a valued comment. I'm still not sure if that is an answer to is old school thinking killing safety culture. So, Andy, how did you interpret that comment against that question?
Oh, I think she's what she's describing as the evolution of safety, for want of a better expression, over time. So, going from, like we talked with Matt the other week when he was on, moving from that.
I wasn't here.
Accident. Oh yeah, you weren't. That was a very safety heavy show, that one. Moving from the idea of the bad apple or the accident prone person right the way through to understanding that the relationship between a person and the workplace and behaviors is much more complex than that. And I think that's what Marina's touching on there. And I'd agree with that. I think there is a progress has been made. However, until we clearly understand what we mean by the terms we're debating, it could go all over the place, this, and it sort of is. Which highlights the importance that we apply some really old school thinking. Maybe going back to, someone like Socrates and, start to apply some of the principles of critical thinking that he prescribed to.
I'm now starting to
one of which is defining your terms.
Actually, so I think Socrates never was actually against defining terms. He said that it imported preconceived views and cultural norms that would muddy the waters and
wow,
and make a workable term unworkable.
How we've ended up debating Socrates, I will never know. But
because
carry
it's
on.
Old school thinking.
What Socrates is old school thinking, but this is a problem. So there's your thoughts.
Exactly. So we need to define what we mean by old school thinking.
Marina's comment, not incorrect, but do you think it answers the question, is old school thinking killing safety culture, Des?
I think she's responding to that, and I suspect she might agree with that, but I don't want to put words in her mouth.
Oh, there we go. She's back. Hopefully, obviously, I didn't offend her. New listener here. Welcome again. Welcome to the show. But still noting the old fashion of blaming is somehow stopping safety culture no matter, so it dies. Okay, so I guess the answer to that question from her is yes, it is. Because I guess the fear being that the blame game, blaming individuals, naming and shaming individuals will end up stifling a source of enthusiasm towards improving safety in an organization, because people don't want to get blamed, people don't want to get trotted on, and not a great place to be. So, Andy, let's just stick with your concept here for a minute. How about you finally put your money where your mouth is, or your mouth where your money is? I'm not sure which way around we want to take this. Let's go old school thinking. Let's land on an agreement here. What do we consider old school thinking? Because you and I don't think are on the same page with this.
To be fair, I don't really know what we mean by it, because I don't think there is one type of old school thinking. I mean, old school thinking, like Oliver would think that anything I think is old school thinking because I'm older than him. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a relativeness about it. And if we
hang on. Are you suggesting for a minute here that you are no longer relevant? Is that what I'm picking up here?
Well, according to Oliver, no.
I don't know if it's just Oliver thinking that either.
Yeah, probably not. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the thinking that's the problem, or it's the implementation of thinking that's the problem. I mean, it's quite an interesting. It's a philosophical debate almost, this, rather than a safety debate. Because is the thinking the problem, or is the application of the thinking the problem? I think where I was going initially was we seem to have a lot of new safety stuff that's coming along all the time, and people seem to look, ooh, new shiny thing, and jump on board with that. Ooh, new shiny thing, jump on board with that. When the reality is I think there's more fundamental issues that we haven't addressed, and most organizations haven't addressed, and they keep trying to look for a quick fix, a quick solution, when the reality is there isn't, that the foundations aren't right. So no matter how many things you keep adding, at some point you've got to address the foundations.
Well, I just want to say, arguably my favorite consultant has finally come to the rescue. A man who has pulled himself away from the clutches of mainstream media. A man that is out defending the profession.
Get your hand off it, Brenton.
Mike Cosman, welcome to the party, sir. Welcome to the party. Finally, somebody that can actually just make a decision. Because to Marina's point earlier,
is that because he's a bit senior to us?
No, that's because this man he's not scared to make a decision, and he's not scared to draw a line in the sand. Unlike,
is that because he's old school? Is that why he's not scared to make a decision? Because he's old school.
And so therefore, I would argue that old school thinking is not killing safety culture, because Mike Cosman has come out of the gate. Is old school thinking about compliance rather than care, cost, and investment? And I think that's a good start, Mike. I think that's a cracker of a good start. And clearly, so does Juliet. 100% agree with that. Blame as well. Oh, no, she's not agreeing with Mike. She's agreeing with me, I think. Jumping back to Mike's, let's go with Mike, right? Let's roll with this. Old school thinking is about compliance rather than care, cost, and investment. So thinking about old school in that context, Des, do you think old school thinking or application, just don't overanalyze this like you always do, is that killing safety culture?
Based on what Mark said, no, because you need elements of both. And I don't know how better to say that, but you're not doing your job if you're not complying, and you're not doing your job if you don't care.
Okay.
So you need both.
Andy, you wanted to find again the most respected safety consultant possibly in the country, well worth every bit of snake oil that this man sells. Based on that definition, that old school thinking is about compliance rather than cost, care, and investment. Do you think it's killing safety culture?
Honestly, I'm really struggling to get my head around the question.
No, it's not that hard. Do you think old school thinking?
I don't. No, I don't. Absolutely don't. I absolutely don't. Because there's an assumption in the question that we've got a safety culture.
Oh God!
And to kill it, you must have one in the first place, right? So if old school thinking has been around for longer than new school thinking, then old school thinking has got the safety culture that we've got, and therefore killing it almost would be the new thinking is killing it. So the new thinking is the enemy. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
What's happening right now is I'm dying slowly. I've got the Fugees coming to mind, killing, Black Eyed Peas maybe, the Fugees killing me softly with this song.
Excuse me, I'm just going to take some Panadols.
Killing me softly. Wow, this is going to be by far
I absolutely
the worst
disagree.
show.
I disagree with the question. No, it's not. Old school thinking is absolutely not killing safety culture.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well, there was no predetermined answer. It's not like the topic was, is old school thinking killing safety culture? Yes. So I'm asking you the question, do you think it is? And clearly we're all in agreement here that the answer is clearly no. Okay. Fair enough. Well, there we go. That's the end of the show. Well done, boys. Great to wrap it up there. We're a little bit early, ahead of schedule.
Can I just ask you a question, Brenton?
You can.
Your backdrop's different this week.
Oh, no, I hadn't noticed. It looks the same to me behind me.
What's going on? What's that all about?
Mate, like I said, there's nothing different behind me. It's all the same.
No, there's something different. What's going on?
Yeah.
And the t-shirt?
Oh, this old thing.
What's with the
This old
T-shirt?
thing.
What's that?
Well, you know, you went out and got yourself a sponsor, right? And you've been
No.
you've been
I didn't,
parading
no.
around in fancy merch, with fancy backdrops and all that kind of stuff. You know what I thought? Fortune favors the brave, my friend. Fortune favors the brave. So I went out and got me my own sponsor. Thank you very much. I don't need your help.
So is that, what is it called? I can't read it quite from here.
It says Dupli. D-U-P-I.
Isn't that like the Lego? Is that like the Lego for little kids?
No, very much not, because we did not want to end up in a trademark, and that's Duplo. We
sorry.
are Dupli. So
and what does Dupli do?
well, as you can
Dupli
see,
do?
it's paperless. It's real visibility, built-in due diligence. It's a phenomenal, world-class, targeting small to medium enterprise health and safety management software.
How come?
And
how
not
come I
only,
haven't heard of this?
What do you mean you haven't heard of it? How have you not heard of it, Andy?
Well, where's it? I mean, obviously, I'm aware of software companies in the safety space.
Yes.
I'm just not Dupli wasn't one that I've heard of before. Where's it come from?
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe you're just a little bit old school, and maybe it's you that's killing safety culture, because Dupli is the latest and the greatest in hazard and risk management software online. It is new school. It's growing safety culture. It's creating engagement and phenomenal levels that you've never experienced before. And it's ultimately just game changer, really.
Is it safety engagement software?
Well, I would hate to use those exact words for fear
Probably
of
a good idea.
for fear of litigation. But what it's not doing is killing safety culture. In fact, if anything, Dupli is growing safety culture. Just one click at a time. That's what it's doing. And I believe Dupli is going to be at the National Safety Show in a couple of weeks, 15th, 16th of July, surprisingly. But listen.
So it's just so.
This is not about me. This is about the show.
No. I want to know what your relationship is with Dupli. I mean, what's going on here? Have they just sponsored you?
Dupli, we're looking and wanted to identify highly competent, incredibly capable health and safety professionals, to support greatness, really. And well, they found it.
Wow. So just pushing back it. So who found it?
No, they found me.
Yeah, but who is there?
They reached out. That's
semantics,
mate. Semantics. Listen, let's not get into the detail here. They found me. They said, Brenton, we love your work. We love what you do on the Circus of Safety. You are the glue that holds that show together. A little bit like Dupli holds together all your different processes and procedures seamlessly in an online portal and a web application for small and medium enterprises to support the management of effective health and safety. So they found me. And they were like, brilliant. Now, wrapping it up, because we're well done, Andy. You have absolutely dragged this show out. Last thoughts before we move on and we lose more followers. Here we go. We got Bridget. Thank you for coming to the show, Bridge Marsh. What is safety culture? Oh, here we go. She's been drinking from the Andy Kool-Aid, clearly.
Honestly, Bridget is an excellent safety professional.
Well, she should be using Dupli software. Surely there is always going to be some sort of culture, regardless of thinking old or new. How can you kill culture? Well, you just got to listen to the show. And it was
I would imagine that if people purchase Dupli, then the safety culture would automatically improve.
Tenfold, mate. Tenfold. Results aren't guaranteed. All rights reserved. Des, I need a disclaimer. Here we go. Juliet's back in the mix. Thank you for coming along, because they are busy checking boxes rather than focusing on what matters. And I guess that does have a, and again, this goes back to your point, Andy, and I hate to suggest that maybe you've been right this whole show. Maybe it's not about the thinking, it's about the application. And I guess that's where Juliet's going there, that old school thinking results often in poor application of it. Bridge, wow, thank you. Dooply doo da day. There's a theme song. We are in need of a jingle at Dooply. So Bridge will be in touch, and you get 1 month free trial of Dooply for that little jingle. Thank you for coming to the party.
Just been on the company's office. It's interesting. Dooply's interesting, isn't it?
So let's just move along. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Leave my family out of this, okay? Leave my family out of this.
What's your family? Whoa.
Des, as we wrap up the show, mate, because Andy's got to go at 9 o'clock.
So your mum was looking for a safety professional, and she thought of you.
Listen, no. Okay, since you brought it up, my mother felt that I was being left out, that I was being singled out, that I was being isolated, and considering that I am the glue that holds this show together, she felt that I deserved better. So she told my brother to build a safety software to sponsor me. Okay? There we go. There we go. Satisfied now? And you wonder why people think I'm feeling isolated and feeling vulnerable right now. You wonder why. But it is
I'm really
legitimate.
glad you found a sponsor. I'm really glad.
Thank you, Des. I will look for one for you too. Okay.
Maybe you've got a family member that wants to sponsor you, Des. Des, can we fire anyone off the show? Like, are we able to just get rid of them?
Pretty sure you've got access to a mute button, don't you?
I sure do. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, I can go.
Let's do some final thoughts. What do you reckon?
Yeah, love it. Oh, shit, what have I done? Have I got rid of him? Where's he gone?
I think you've booted him off.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. Okay, final thoughts.
If you boot him off for too long, it's going to interfere with his sponsorship contract. So.
Des, let's go. Is old school thinking killing safety culture?
I think the lesson for me from the show is whenever you're presented with a binary, one way or the other, old school, new school, I think be really cautious about what that is and really question why you're being presented with a binary like that, a one way or the other.
Wow,
life is really that simple.
Des, I just want to say your thoughts that goes into your responses is just groundbreaking, and I really value your contribution to the show. You keep it real, you keep it grounded. Thank you.
That's a similar level of thought that's gone into Dupli, no doubt.
So, very much the same level of thought. Considered, step-by-step workflows, easy to use, sexy to look at. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, here we go. Snake oil safety. Andy, your final thoughts? Your final thoughts. Is old school thinking killing safety culture?
No.
Well, there we go. That's a wrap. Bridge, what cat? Yeah, that Andy's a snake oil salesman. Well, that's been out of the bag a long time. Or that the latest and greatest of health and safety management software is none other than homegrown in Aotearoa, New Zealand strong, Dooply.
Developed by Brenton's brother.
Developed by Brenton's brother in Greenhithe. So you couldn't get any more local than that. Hopefully that QR code, well, thank you, Des. Appreciate you getting the scans up. Okay, well, guys, I've got to be honest. I think by far, and I'm just going to admit this on air, I think this by far is one of the worst shows we've ever had. I think I'm going to spend the weekend reevaluating the questions on the spinning wheel of death and ensure that they're a little bit more a little bit more sensible. Nonetheless, Mr. Des, you mentioned you got exams coming up. Good luck for the study. What are the exams? What are the exams on?
Contract law and equity. So contract law, I'm sort of concentrates or spends a lot of time on misrepresentations where someone's, say, advertising a product online, say in a podcast, and they might make statements about that product that are not entirely true. That's the sort of thing that we tackle in contract law. So it's sort of that commercial aspect.
So what you're telling me is snake oil salesmen should be very careful.
Yeah. So there's misrepresentations of fact, statements of opinion that can kind of hide a half truth, and then advertising puff. And it's about dissecting those things and then figuring out which is which and which one the law applies to.
Fantastic. That's great to know. Great to know. I'm not going to be in any need of that kind of information, so good luck with that. And then you will be joining us at the National Safety Show. We're going to be having a quick look at a lot of controversy still around the HSW Amendment Bill, and we're going to be looking at doing a panel discussion there. What does it actually, when it comes into place, whether that's November, April, who the hell knows now, what does it actually look like when the rubber hits the road? So looking forward to catching up live there in a couple of weeks. Andy, what are you up to over the next couple of weeks, mate?
It's school holidays, so yeah, good times, hanging out with Oliver.
Nice.
Doing bits and pieces. Obviously, the National Safety Show, highlight of the whole fortnight.
Nice, fantastic. Going to be great. Going to be great. And fantastic. Shavashni, sorry, you've missed listening to this team. No, you didn't miss. You did not miss a thing. Des, if you need some study help, just reach out. She's done contract law and equity. So please feel free to reach out.
And Shivashni's great.
Nice.
I miss Shivashni. She's in Australia though.
Okay, team. Well, listen, I've got a couple of pretty docile weeks. Staying here in Aotearoa. National Safety Show is going to be excellent coming up. Looking forward to being there. And Dupley will be there as well, I believe, with a great giveaway.
Will we all get caps?
Not with your attitude, you won't. You will be getting nothing of the sort.
Nonetheless, put a shout out to any software providers to small and medium enterprises. I'm available.
Okay. Well, that's a wrap, guys. Well, I'm not even going to say a fantastic show. Leave your comments.
Awesome. Thanks to the audience today.
Thanks to the audience. Leave your comments in the chat. Feel free to rate the show. 1, it was horrific. 5, it was not at all any good. And anything in the middle. And apologies, but till the next time, we will catch you later and take care.
Thank you. See ya.
See you guys.